I know that this title says that this is all about air rifles, but before we start, we want to compare. We have two firearms here, two rifles that are about the same length. They're considerably different in terms of weight. This is a British Enfield .303 caliber jungle carbine of World War I and World War II fame. And this thing fires a very heavy round. These happen to be hunting rounds, because you can see that they're soft tipped rounds, but the British military round for this .303 has about a 230 grain bullet there that when it hits something will tumble. And I know for a fact that the military round will go through a piece of metal close to a ½ an inch thick. This is a very powerful weapon. Now, the problem with the .303 is that, we'll leave that unloaded there. The problem with the .303 is that when you fire this thing, these bullets, these hunting rounds, will cost you probably 75 cents a piece or more, depending on where you buy them. When you fire it, it makes a tremendous kick. Now this is unloaded right now, so I'll just discharge it here. It makes a tremendous kick when it fires, and worst of all, when you shoot this in your neighborhood, expect a visit from the local sheriff, because it makes a tremendous amount of noise. By the way, for those of you who are interested, this jungle carbine is the short version of the British .303 Enfield infantry rifle. And this was used quite a bit in the South Pacific in World War II. So we'll put that aside and talk about what we really want to talk about, which is this Crossman Model 1077 air rifle. And this rifle you can shoot to your heart's content. It's very light. It doesn't leave a bruise mark on your shoulder, and your neighbors will not call the sheriff. Okay, this air gun, this air rifle is about 5 years old. And it was pretty well shot in that it wasn't producing any power, and it was leaking the gas out of the cylinder. So online I read that it was possible to revitalize these things using something that costs about $2.50 at Amazon called PELLGUNOIL. It's made by Crossman. So before I threw this gun out, I ordered 1 tube of this. Had to get some other stuff because they won't ship it by itself.
And what kind of air rifle is that?
This is, again, the Crossman Model 1077 12-shot semi-automatic air gun.
Okay.
So
it shoots pellets?
Shoots these .177 caliber pellets. There's multiple kinds of these. This happens to be a Gammo called the Master Point. They make about 4 or 5 different kinds, and this little pellet is propelled out this barrel by the air charge behind it. The pellets, like I say, come in multiple kinds depending on what you're doing. Advertised, I don't know if this is true or not, but advertised muzzle velocity of about 900 feet per second, which is pretty good muzzle velocity for that little thing.
And what provides the air? A cylinder?
Provided by this Crossman 12 gram CO2 cylinder. These are the little cylinders that you buy. You can buy boxes of 12, 20, 40 or whatever. And this is the propellant that I'm going to put this in here, and it will then charge a cylinder which fires the pellet.
Okay.
The pellets in this particular air rifle come in this 12-shot cylinder, and to load it, it's better for young people than for old people, but you just take the pellets, put them in each spot. Once you have that loaded, you put the cylinder in the magazine, push the lock, and I'm not going to put it in now, but it puts in here just like a regular semi-automatic rifle. We'll do that in a minute. Okay, before I threw this out, I read online that this thing could be salvaged with this Pelgun oil, and this is how they said to do it, and I tried it, and it works like a charm. Now there's going to be a little residual air here because no matter how much you use the tube, there's always a little bit left. You could hear that, just a little puff. So we pull that rammer out, pull out the old cylinder. We'll just throw that out because it's no longer dangerous or anything. And this is what they said to do online. I tried it, it works like a charm. Made this air gun brand new. They said take 1 drop of this oil and put it on the tip of that CO2 cylinder. And then take 1 more drop, and I'm going to see if I do this with one hand, and put it on the threads of the charger. That's it, 1 drop each. That's not much.
So that tube is going to last for a while.
It's going to last for decades at the rate we use it. Put the cylinder in here, put the rammer down, and screw it in tight. I'll change hands here because right hand's better than left hand. So I've got it screwed down tight. Now I didn't hear any leakage at all. Before I used this oil, at this point, we would have been leaking gas, but we're not.
So how many times have you used this oil now?
It's only the 2nd time. I put it in 1 time and fired probably close to 100 pellets. Well, it could be that many. Let's say 50. I fired a number of these cylinders out of this over a period of probably a week to 10 days, which meant it wasn't leaking between rounds. To fire this little Crossman, which is a little beauty, put the magazine in. There's a safety here. This is the only thing we really worry about is the safety. Take it off the safety, pick out a target, and I wish I had a target lined up right now, but I don't. So I'll use that railroad tie over there. Here, that was a pretty good little shot. I fired this through soft drink cans from about 20 feet. With the new cylinder, it'll punch holes straight through the can. I don't know what the range of this is, but I suspect it's probably a lot farther than I can hit. Okay. You can buy this on Amazon for about $68 or thereabouts for the air rifle and the magazine. And a box of 4 different canisters of pellets is probably another $5 to $8, and then the CO2 cylinders, depending on how many you want to get, that's probably the most expensive part. I think I bought a box of 40 for $25 or so, something like that. But they last forever. I'm still working on the box that we bought with the old rifle. And again, this $2.79.
Okay.
Couple tidbits about this air rifle that you might like. Besides the fact that from close range it's very accurate, is this glowing front sight.
Yes,
so that when
nice.
you are lining up and getting your sight picture, you have a very good exact picture of where it is. You're not looking black to black, you're looking black to green, the glowing green. For those of you who are real into shooting, you can adjust the ranging, and you can adjust left to right if you're into that. I've never done that because I don't ever do anything but plink with this. But it is a handy little rifle. It's very light, easy to hold, easy to shoot, no recoil, and most importantly, as compared to a British 303 Enfield, fire another round here. Your neighbors will not call the sheriff when you fire this. Well, that's it, revitalized, ready to go. Probably good for another 5 or 10 years.
All right.
Thanks to $2.75 or thereabouts Pelgun oil.
Right. Saved a $68 air rifle.
Exactly.
Perfect.